My guy, Mr. Raider Ragu, and I are back with Uncle Fame and Mr. J. Will III.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Two
sir.
boo boo team, two boo boo skin.
Ready for this, man. Ready for this.
Listen too, bro.
To me,
Where's my guy? Where's my guy? The New England guy. Where's that New England guy at?
We don't need that on here. We don't need that on here.
Yeah. That New England guy. He always had those. He has those interesting sayings.
Yes, sir, man. I listen. Hold on. He does, but the way his team is set up, I ain't gonna even mess with him this year. I don't know. I like they little free agent moves they've been doing. So
you better than me. I forever hate the Patriots, but I mean, hey,
I think they can they might trade up in the draft here too, fine. But I
I
don't know.
think I'm not. I think I have a. My guy said he hate the Patriots forever. I think I have a dislike because
I do.
They took something from my guy Charlie Woodson
mm,
Yeah.
that I still hold dear as a ball player, as a coach, and
mm,
as
Yeah.
a guy that just loves that game. It just that's where here. Hey, here's the turn of what they call the turn of the century.
All right. Carry on, my brother.
Ragu ready for
There you
this.
go, D.
I'm
Hey, but
ready
yeah,
for
they
this
took
one.
stuff from the Charlie Woodson, man. That's why, I kind of comment. I dislike them. I don't hate anything, but I dislike those Patriots for taking that away. And this is what start the era of controlling the NFL. That was the era.
See, I'm a Colts fan. My hatred is kind of self-explanatory. So I don't even have to talk about
Raider fan. I believe that it is, I fall under the same category as Jay Will, I
it.
would say. Even though
As
we did not, you know,
as a
as many
establishment
times,
practically, yeah.
but there still was that one very important time.
Yeah.
And I just can't,
He right here.
I never could
Fuck with me.
stand them.
About an hour. Come fuck with me.
I never could stand them.
Yeah.
I know them from way back, right? Like when Pac say, I know you bitch niggas from way back.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Patriots. When they wasn't shit, and then they all of a sudden got good. They got to cheat, and then it's just
Yeah.
we ain't got to go down and talk about how the hell do we start talking about them pieces and shits anyway.
I asked about Dre, and Mark
Uh,
said, "Let's leave that Patriot shit out of here." And I get it. I understand, guys. My bad. I was just looking for the little fella, man. He's always interesting in the joint.
right, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Shout out to Dre, but nah.
Okay, let's move
Nah.
along, guys. Let's move
Shout out
along.
to the sports junkie.
Yeah, shout out to Sports Junkie. We good friend of each program, good
Yeah,
friend of ours.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like I said on the other show, he always shows up too. So I definitely give him that, man.
yeah. That's Young Dre, y'all. That's Young Dre, man.
Most
We
definitely.
just hating on your team straight. That's all.
Yeah, most definitely. But this is a mock draft episode, y'all. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Y'all ready for it?
Me too, man. I can't wait.
Me too.
Uh, this is what it's all about this time of year. So yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey,
As a
I'm
sports,
going live next week, y'all, on the draft.
I was thinking of doing the same thing, brother. We're gonna have to do the same
Let's
thing.
just do that, Ragu. Man, I'm with it, bro. We
hey,
on
man.
it.
I must say, you young fellas have inspired me with this podcast deal.
Yeah.
Of really exerting some good knowledge and energy, and meeting some great people along the lines of this
Yeah.
podcast. I must say thank you to you young fellas, man.
Oh man,
Man,
we appreciate
like
you. We appreciate the knowledge of the coach.
like
Exactly.
my man Jay Will, such diverse folks, man. I had no idea he was lived in such a small town, so we just was chopping it up, man.
Absolutely.
All
And
world.
it's all sports. You know what I'm saying? That's how we
Yeah.
can't, got together.
Like I said, y'all, I learned from y'all too. So most definitely. like real OGs, man. So I appreciate you.
So I'm excited about the draft, right?
Me too,
And
man.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm excited. One, I'm a football junkie, fan, and coach. Uh, Student of the game, I must say, because you got to learn something in order to be able to open your pie hole and say something. You know what I'm saying? How y'all say pause. Uh, but I'm excited just to see how teams pick because I want to go on and start saying, look, this is what I'm saying. It's what a need is. It's not who you are or what it's what you do. But if I need you, then I'll get you. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what Mel Kiper or any of those other guys say. Because now when we talking, I heard you guys saying earlier about some quarterbacks and more I just want to see where this guy's gonna go. Young Dion.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I feel like a
And
big
you
trade
asked
is
the
happening for these quarterbacks.
we fame asked the question, but we'll just ask the question again, fame, when we get to the draft,
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
start.
yeah.
Because I want to answer you. I got an answer for that
Okay.
one, of
All right.
course.
So Jay Will has been put in charge of our mod. So you set it off, young fella.
On the clock is Tennessee. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yes, sir. So Tennessee is the first team on the clock. Their team needs obviously a quarterback, an edge rusher, wide receiver, linebacker, tight end, defensive line, and a safety. Just so you guys know too, notable losses for this team. They lost Harold Landry, the edge rusher, Mason Rudolph, if that even is a notable loss, and Nick Westbrook. I don't even know if you count those as notable losses. It's just
No, they're not losses at all. Those are actually a good additions to making your team somewhat better.
I should
Uh,
I thought
who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
I got no problem going first. Cam Ward's going here, guys. There's nothing to see here.
Nothing at all.
We could prolong it if you want to, and go on about what they could have done had they not needed a quarterback, but they do. And from what I understand, the pro day that he put on in front of them made it a no-brainer to where they would need to be taken outside and slapped uh, if they didn't draft him. So that's
yeah,
my
and
take.
I agree with you, Ragu. I think this is an obvious choice for Ward goes number one. I like this. I like this for the Titans because Ward is one of those guys where he's been in college. He's been on like three different teams, I believe. So like he
Played a
kind of
lot of
knows how to
football.
go in. Yeah, played a lot of football. So I feel like he knows how to go into different type of situations and kind of like contribute in his own way. And I feel like that's good for a team like the Titans because really don't know what to expect out of this team until week one. They still free agency still around. Trades may happen here and there, but I feel like Cam Moore will be ready for the adjustment that he has to make because he's proven it on the college level. Now, obviously, the NFL is a different thing, but as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Cam Moore is the correct and safe pick for that spot.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be a little controversial here, guys.
That's what we here for.
Tennessee needs an overhaul from top.
Indeed.
You're always in this situation. You drafted a guy, Akeem Ayers, back in the days, and you had nobody to go with him.
Right.
A
I'm saying,
guy we know
unfortunately, I got to
very
bring
well.
this name up again. The New England Patriots took him, and he got a ring, and he's out the league now. But hey, if you draft Cam Ward, you will hurt this kid's journey. Hey, let somebody else get this kid, and you go get you a manager, and a GM, general manager, a staff that can really put together a team. You guys stink over there in Tennessee. That's my take on Tennessee.
To be honest with you, I don't know if anybody disagrees with that.
How do you
I
not
mean,
disagree with that? How do you not disagree with that? You're lucky you can't draft Jesus.
Right. You guys are just over there having the building. Who's paying the bills? I know he's hot. Oh, he's hot over there. He can't even get a league win, division win.
They're consistent losers too. Derrick Henry
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
they're
they
relevant, to be honest.
boring as hell to watch. So it looks like I'm not gonna be hot take Marv today. It's gonna be hot take Fame, and I'm happy with that. So as the first three picks are starting to seem like lockups, but I'll try to keep it as creative, going further down the line, which I feel like including big trades for a few quarterbacks. So I'm gonna definitely say Cam Ward is going
So we're all kind of at a consensus.
pretty much,
Yeah, I
except for
think.
Fame here,
Well,
who said,
Fame,
yes, who
Fame
pretty much
said he
said,
could get anybody, right?
yeah.
Famous said, "Don't ruin his career. Pick somebody else to ruin."
No,
Get
Fame
all the
said go get
players.
a manager. He said go get manager. All that. Which in this case, I don't see the lie. I don't see the lie at all.
No, no lies, though. No
Not at
lies.
all. I mean, yeah, like I said, you're lucky Jesus is not on the board because that's what you need.
Mhm.
And Jesus would probably look like,
Yeah, exactly.
okay,
No, Jay, Will,
like
you should be
I'll
happy.
go because
Um,
I'm Jesus, and I can't say I can't I can't diss y'all, but wow.
But Jay, Will, you should be happy. This team in your division, you should want them to stay sorry as possible.
Cool, but here's the thing, though. Our division has always been boo boo, and we still haven't won a division since like 2014.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds good, don't get me wrong, but until we can actually get off of the
They
level that
always
they are,
they're always right there though. That's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
true. It seemed like y'all always like
8 and 8 and
Huh?
4
7.
So since 2014, how many times y'all came in second in the division?
That's a real good question.
Honestly, to be honest, Marv, Ragu, without Googling, I'll probably say like probably 7 of those, what, 11 years, we probably finished second. Because, the Jaguars had their little run or whatever with Blake Bortles, yada, yada, yada. And then recently, the Texans has kind of been doing some. And then, the Titans, they've been like 9 and 8-ish, which in the AFC South is good enough to win a division. So we probably finished second in most of those years because we only really had
Yeah,
like bad slump. And that's when we first, like 2 years after Luck, when we didn't have a quarterback. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's over there.
that's crazy.
Mm. All right, Jay Will, what we got next, brother?
all right, next up is the Cleveland Browns. This team,
I might sit this one out.
this team needs a quarterback, running back, an offensive tackle, linebacker, and wide receiver. Notable additions, which I don't think are notable: Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, losses, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jameis Winston, and Juan Thornhill.
Okay, you go to other stuff?
Jameis Winston.
Do this.
They lost him.
He went to
Oh,
New
they
York.
lost. Oh, I thought.
Bag
All right, all right.
eggs, man.
I forgot he went to
Uh,
the Giants.
12 pack. They got eggs.
Hey, y'all, no big deal. He said Kenny Pickett, y'all.
they
Kenny,
they said he qualified it though before. He said I don't think that these are notable additions, but he good. He
I feel
good.
like they're important. I feel like,
Yeah, all right. If Ragu give you a pass on that one, then all right, cool.
but I
We
feel like
could
they're
cute.
important because it kind of tells you what somebody may draft. That's the only reason I
Yeah,
feel like they're worth
that's
mentioning.
that's
You know what, bro? We could have Payne just say what he said about
Cleveland too.
Tennessee. He could just say that again right now if he wants to.
Hold it, buddies. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I can't do that to Cleveland, man.
What?
I know they're a
Why?
small town. You gotta give Cleveland this here, guys. Listen,
No,
at
we don't.
least they try, homie. You feel me? And they haven't got it right. I like the owner for sticking his head out for Deshaun, but he hasn't got him a GM. So yeah, D, you're right. They got to get a guy who can come in there and put a roster together. And also, they got to get a good coach that can sustain the thing. And that's the problem here in this sport now. You got guys joysticking from the back, and you got a GM and a coach that don't get along. So here's my take on this. If you don't get a guy where these two guys can work together, and I know you holler is professional, I don't care nothing. It's like a relationship, a marriage. If I don't like your ass, I'm not fucking with you. You see what I'm saying? Now I can pretend and pretend, but that's so far along, I'm something gonna give. So you got to get somebody that really can work together. Because obviously Cleveland, you haven't gotten it done, but you got the guys.
So you
Defense
give
was
them.
number one. Defense was number one last year.
Ragu, hold on, Ragu. Let me get him. Beautiful take what you said. Beautiful written speech or whatever you just said. Beautiful. Clap to you. Wrong team, motherfucker, to say it for. No, no, fuck that. No, no.
They
Listen here. Why?
they
Why? So wait. What makes you think Cleveland and Tennessee is different?
I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're different. As I stated about Ragu, you're correct about the same thing I said about Tennessee's GM.
Yeah, they. I feel like
I
they're the
just
same.
listen, I'm an old school guy, and
Right.
I'm used to the dogs and the dog fight and the playoffs and the round ones I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen it in a while. Right? So I'm just giving them a little edge. So don't misunderstand me now. I'm not giving them a whole bunch of credit because they're like a team, another team that I know have a lot of good guys and don't do shit with them. Not gonna say it now, but they have a lot of good guys and don't do shit with them.
that could be a few things. All right, I'll go. So Cleveland at number two, and I'm gonna just stick with what I said early in draft season when it was you know, I even got a short that I think is on YouTube somewhere. On I don't know if I said it on your show, on All Grind or what, but the quarterbacks are going 1 and 2. I don't want Shador to go here because it's cold and that wind coming off the lake. I don't think it's the best place for him. But if I'm Cleveland, I'm not getting them. So I'm taking, and this is probably where it's going first. Our first disagreement in the draft from everybody. But yeah, I got Sanders right there, number two to Cleveland.
Well,
Well,
Ragu, I'm not anti that. I do disagree with you. I think, well, first off, let me say that I feel like in the past 2 months, I kind of feel like the media has been trying to figure out any and every single way to try to criticize Shador Sanders. I feel like it's almost kind of weird at this point how it's like they kind of want him to go down, you know? But that's an entire different story for another day. I'm pretty sure you guys may know what I'm aware of. But I think because I did this draft, yes, or I did this mock draft 2 days ago, the one I have pulled up. Um, I had Abdul Carter, and I'm going to stick with that. I just think the Browns are going to focus more so defensively, and I only say that because I'm kind of confused as to if you want to draft a quarterback, you still have to, I guess you technically still have Deshaun's contract, but then you also go sign Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. It almost makes me feel like they want to wait another year before they make that decision. So they're going to try to like add on to, I guess, prepare for next year for whoever they may get. Um, but I also saw reports yesterday about the Browns GM talking about Hunter, and he was basically calling him like a unicorn, that he may be elite on both sides. So I'm scared that Travis may go to Cleveland, but as of right now, I'm going to stick with my Abdul Carter pick.
I have Travis Hunter going to the Browns as well
Yeah.
because not only the rumors is I think he also went there for a personal workout as well. So I feel like they are probably aiming for Travis Hunter, who may utilize him like they said as a unicorn. I feel like Travis will definitely go.
Man, I don't want none of those guys in
I
Cleveland.
got, I got a question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Is Watson done?
I don't think so.
I think
Okay. Now,
No, because like I said, because I think
I
they'll
don't think
probably
so.
be the next one.
okay. So here's why I'm giving them just a little bit over Tennessee. They still got this guy in camp. I mean, in the clubhouse, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. You paid him a bunch of money. Why go get a Shador and start over and do all of that stuff, right? So Travis Hunter will be, to me, the best pick. That's what I'm going on record to say. But understand what I'm saying, guys, about Cleveland, right? If they go and get Abdul, they solidify something special. But you gotta know, going to get Pickett and going to get Flacco, that means I still think that Deshaun can still make a comeback.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
keep that in mind. But they've had that history of Tennessee. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, sometimes, and Coach Fam, I do agree with you. I feel like some teams, what they struggle to do is to admit their wrongdoings and just follow their pride. Pause. I just feel like the Deshaun situation, it seems like it's already a fail. I feel like most of us feel that way, anyways. I really just feel like it'd be better for them to just go ahead and end that process and just go ahead and get a QB, and then just go ahead and try to pay Deshaun whatever on the side to be backup or whatever he has to do until that contract's over. Kind of like what the Falcons are doing right now, if they choose to start Penix over Kirk, even though they paid Kirk that big contract, which they probably shouldn't have half done. But I feel like a big issue for a lot of these teams is that they're just kind of too scared to click that restart button. You know?
And before we move forward, I want to go on record and saying this to you guys who holler about the weather and this and that and this. If you're a pro, and this is why I say this when I do side bets sometimes, you don't need no points. They're pros.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a pro, you have to play in the wind, you got to play in the snow. What do we call it, D?
The element.
The elements of the game. So, in order to be all of this and this flashiness and all this and that, you got to be able to play in the elements. And to go to your other thing about Shador being what do you say, picked on or looked at, I saw that. I picked up on that too. I
Yeah.
picked up on the media is really trying to shit on a young black brother, and I got to go on record as saying that a young black brother, man, here we go once again. He's built his opportunities and he's made the best of every opportunity he could possibly be. And so what is his dad as the coach? Some of you guys wish you could coach your kids the way Dion has coached his kids, and I think that's lovely. But
Absolutely.
does
Absolutely.
he have the experience to go get coached by anyone? Well, now we will see. Is that a
Right.
good thing? May or may not have been. You might have held his hand too long, Papa. But at the end of the day, when he's on that field, he does what he does, man, and he got the numbers to show it.
Mm-hmm. I
Well
agree.
said, Coach.
Now, I don't think his jersey should be retired. No, I don't. I think he should never ever enter that conversation. That's not a conversation, but another show.
That's crazy right there.
That
That
was
is.
crazy. I just had to throw that
I'm
out there, Mark. My bad.
No, you good. Damn, look, I'm glad you brought that up, but it is another topic though.
Another topic. Another topic.
I'll have to catch y'all on
Yeah,
another
we
day.
waiting for that one.
That's
I'll
it.
be waiting for that one too. Make
Uh,
sure I'm there, Mark.
I kind of really, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm gonna get you and Ragu because I definitely wanted to talk to y'all about that. I'm like, I wonder how they felt about that. Like, for real.
It's bullshit. But yeah, we could talk about it more later.
For sure, I got you.
All right, Jay Will. I think we good. We clear on that one.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool. Next team is the Giants. Now their team needs are quarterback, inside linebacker, offensive tackle, um, and cornerback. They added, which once again, not saying that they are big additions, but probably something to talk about. Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson and Darius Slayton, I guess. Notable losses: Adoree Jackson and Drew Lock.
So here's
Wow.
where it gets controversial with me. I think Abdul Carter will go here. I don't think they bring. I mean, this like I said, this is going to be the hot take right here. I think this is where Abdul Carter goes because once again, I'm just looking at the meetings with these people. And I think they're pretty high and they want to build their defense up. So I think they're going to try to steal him at 3, Abdul Carter.
Absolutely. I think as well, I'm gonna jump out there and say that Abdul will be a great fit in New York, based on their history of having good defenses.
Yeah.
And Lawrence Taylor would love to have that guy.
Most definitely.
100%.
This ain't got nothing to do with it.
Hey man, come on, man. Come on, man. I gotta give props out to the vet, man. Legendary. Legendary LT, man. It's my guy.
So when Jay Will introduced that shit, the Giants, he didn't say edge as a need.
They are listed. I just didn't want to list like the 7 needs that they have listed on CBS website.
But they got Thibodeau, right? They do have somebody that rushes the passer right now, currently, right?
Yeah, but he's been kind of a little bit unhealthy. But yeah,
he's been the Oregon guy that he is.
Yeah. Wait, what you mean by that?
I think this is where Travis Hunter goes.
Good choice, D. Good choice. That's your choice. Well, I was
my
stating,
deal.
hey, I was stating about the Oregon guys. You don't got a lot of uniforms. You don't play every day.
That makes sense.
You have a traditional New York Giants, Yoni. You're not getting up every game.
I feel like with the Browns and Giants, in my prediction, you can really swap the two.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, I had Abdul going second. I do think Travis goes third. Kind of like what Coach Fame said, the Giants kind of need another defensive piece. But also, once again, Travis is one of those guys who he could potentially play. If it doesn't work at cornerback, he can be a wide receiver. And if he does, go ahead and play wide receiver in the NFL, and if he's good, that could be a really good addition alongside Neighbors, to potentially, maybe prepare for another quarterback in the next couple of years or something like that. So
he'd rather not play if he can't play ball, is what he said.
Yeah, that's what he did say.
I don't know if I feel like he's bluffing or not by saying that, though. Like, if he really has to play one position, would he really just throw the NFL out the window?
Pretty much. Can't really say.
Can we put Devin Hester in the same sentence as Travis Hunter?
He probably got a NIL piece of change. And
no more.
This is no Devin Hester, bro.
Yeah, I don't think we can put them in the same combo.
This kid's something we've never seen. Let's be honest.
He is. He's definitely something. Dion found a rub. I don't know if that's his. That could be that kid's son for real, but
he
has all of Dion's intangibles and physical features on the field. But to say the least, why would I would be him and not let nobody dictate that from me or take that from me? Like, let me go to somewhere that's going to let me be me. Right. And be the best that I can be, because that's what people go, and that's what the players want to be able to be. Okay, if you're a quarterback, I want to go be the best quarterback I can be. Offensive tackle, I want to be the best offensive tackle. But if I'm a Travis Hunter, like he said, and I don't think it's cocky, I think it's just saying, hey, look, don't waste your time with me if you're not going to let me play both sides of the ball. Look at what I've showed. I've proven it. What else do I got to do? Everybody holler, you got to prove this, you got to do this, he's done it. So
exactly.
I agree. Forward about it,
And I think he plays well in the Big Apple. But, the whole New York City, this guy's a hybrid player, something we've never seen before.
And I think the way about Abdul Carter too, OG. I think he'll play great in New York, especially with Dexter Lawrence. Him and Dexter Lawrence on that line together, I think that'd be crazy.
And with the Thibodeau being there,
yeah,
you get a. Because see, here's the thing. If you got defense, and I don't know it all, but I just got a little experience in this game. If you got defense, you can kind of get away. As me and D used to say in high school, you can hide players. Well, in the pros, you can't. Your ass will get exposed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, if you build your defense up correctly and solid, you'll have success.
Man,
And I just think that, man.
Mhm. And I feel like the Giants, they're in a good spot too because it's basically like, okay, if they don't get this guy or if they get this guy, then we're just going to get this guy with our next pick. Like it's kind of already to me solidified that they're going to get either Carter or Hunter. They're just kind of waiting to see who goes where first, and they're just going to grab the other guy. That's kind of how I feel about that pick right there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and that's probably right. That's
So defense,
they,
Jay Will.
they
Huh?
don't have a choice really. Probably. No, they do. They
yeah,
do because the quarterbacks are going 1-2.
true.
well, well,
They'll
maybe
get to
based off
choose right there, Jay. Will.
Yeah,
They get to choose.
it depends on your mock draft, and my mock draft is more so they just have to choose.
yeah. Some talented. It's some talented.
So what do we have there? I said Travis. What
I
you
said,
got more?
I got Abdul going there.
Oh, that's right. And you said Travis too, Jay Will.
yeah.
And what you say, Fang? You muted.
No, I say that they take the boy, Abdul.
Oh,
So we
all right. You did say that. All right.
Let me go on record by saying, man, these it is 50 players, talented players that you could really choose from in this first round. It's crazy,
It
man.
is.
This draft is like pause heavily loaded. It is. It's crazy.
No doubt.
Jay Will, we shall move on.
Here we go. So next up is the New England Patriots. They need an offensive tackle, uh, a wide receiver, an edge rusher, tight end, running back, and defensive lineman. Notable additions, excuse me. Carlton Davis, Harold Landry, um, and Stephon Diggs. Notable losses: Jonathan Jones. I guess Jacoby Brissett. Nobody really cares about Jacoby, but yeah, that's it.
Uh, this is where the Patriots get creative. They loaded up on defense pause. I say they go after the best tackle, which I think is Will Campbell in LSU. I think they'll grab him at number 4.
Um, Jay Will, can you tell me the needs again?
Yeah, so they need an offensive tackle, a wide receiver, an edge rusher, tight end, a running back, and a defensive lineman. So that's what it's looking like right now. To me, the Patriots, I feel like they can either go two ways with this. I feel like one, you take Will Campbell at 4. If the offensive line was a really, really big issue for New England last year under Drake May, and like he took some bad hits in that pocket too.
Yeah, yeah.
They can either do that, or I feel like they can trade back. On my mock draft, I have them staying at 4 and selecting Will Campbell, and I feel like that'd be a great benefit to that team.
Well, I'm gonna say that Vrabel is gonna come in there, pause, and try to build a defensive juggernaut. So completely build out the defense to the point where they're just teams are barely scoring on them, and then continue building the offense. So with that said, I have Abdul Carter going here.
That'd be a tough addition too. I was kind of scared because I feel like there's also a slight chance that Hunter may drop to 4 as well. Imagine him in the
If
backfield.
Hunter drops, they're taking him. Yeah, yeah.
Imagine him and Gonzalez in the. That may be a little
You know
nasty.
what though? I flirted in my mind, bro, with putting Mason Graham there because I could see Vrabel doing that. I could see him doing that.
Mm.
Mhm. To me, outside of Abdul Carter, I think Mason Graham is the best defensive player in the draft. That may be a controversial take, but that's how much I like Mason Graham.
Now I could really see
I,
him
I
doing
can agree
the
with that.
Mason
I think
Graham
he
take.
is the best defensive tackle in the draft right now.
So you have who going for? I'm sorry. Oh, you said Carter?
Abdul, yeah.
Okay.
I got Will Campbell.
All right.
Coach, who you got going number 4?
Patriots.
Hey man, you got the new coach coming in. Got rid of the brother again.
Yep.
Uh, I don't really care for real with the Patriots. Nothing Dre, not the Dre. I don't even care. 'Cause I'm like D, like they cheated their way, to get the GOAT and all that stuff. And I still hold that grudge or whatever. Still on, I ain't let it go, that tasting.
We're trying to be professional, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to be professional with this here, man. But
We try to be we try to be pros, bro.
uh, being a
We
pro,
got
I can't hold a grudge.
yeah,
You
you
know what
can,
I mean?
but
I'm
you
not
can't show it. You can't show it though. You
okay.
gotta
Okay. Hey, one thing about me, I stand to be corrected.
look with the fans looking, they can't tell. They ain't supposed to be able to tell that you can't stand these guys.
Got you. Oh man, shit.
But for 30 seconds while you give it take.
Hey,
Just being a pro, part of being a pro, coach.
look, I'm gonna say it like this: who they got on the list?
They got a
Uh,
little something of everything too.
they kind of need a little bit of everything.
So who's next up on the list to go?
So I think from what I've seen, most mock draft have the Will Campbell, which is the tackle, and they needed a tackle bad.
Well, Will, go get Will. Yeah. Take Will.
If that's not the
Hey,
most,
listen, I ain't put no thought into the Patriots
That
draft.
was that was so
yeah,
professional.
if that is not the most I don't care type shit I've ever
Take
seen
Will.
in my life.
Take Will and prepare your quarterback from a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New England just, and I don't know about those guys, man. I'm not. I'm kind of. I look and let me give you guys an insight on New England real quick. I kind of looked up to Robert Kraft a while back, right? I thought he was kind of a good guy, business wise, from a business standpoint. And then another show, another topic. Get the
yeah.
offensive tackle, guys.
I get your drift.
Sounds
All
like
right.
we got a lot to talk about on another show, Uncle Fang.
Yeah. Are we ready to move on to the next
Yeah,
one?
definitely.
All right. So the next one is the Jacksonville Jaguars. This team needs a wide receiver, tight end, safety, offensive tackle, defensive line, linebacker, and a corner. They lost, uh, or they added on Jordan Lewis. That's really it for my concern. Losses, they lost Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Andre Cisco, and Mac Jones, which I don't think most outside of Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk. I mean, I don't think those are.
Nick Jones even existed. That's crazy. So who did they add? What's the guy's position they added?
You mean like who they lost or like what they
No,
need?
who you said they added somebody, just that one person. What's his position?
Jordan Lewis is a corner.
I say they get the lineman here, Mason. Got to upgrade that D. Pause. That was measure pause. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, you got. Sorry, Ragu. You got to upgrade that defense, man.
Ragu, you try to
Got to make
blame
it
me for
happen.
the Paul stuff, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta
You
make it happen.
blaming me, J.
He,
Will?
he blamed you for the starting this
No,
stuff.
I said my fault, Ragu. I said my fault. No, I ain't blaming. Oh yeah, I
No,
did.
he knows that was a major
That was a major pause.
Um, this is going to be my first hot take. I think the Jaguars trade back. I think they go to that ninth spot and they switch picks with the Saints. I feel like because of the threat that the Jets may try to take a quarterback, I think the Saints will try to trade up because Derek Carr has not been looking healthy. I think he's already out next season, if I'm not mistaken. And they basically have no, besides Rattler, they have no real quarterback. With that being said, I think this is where Shador Sanders goes at 5 to New Orleans. That's my
Oh,
first hot take of the draft.
big time, Will.
what they give him for that.
I didn't go into detail of all that. I just kind of,
All right.
Oh no, you
think,
So
kind of.
now,
I feel like you need to.
so the Saints are at 9. I mean, the Saints are at 5, and Jacksonville's at 9
yeah,
for you.
that's
All
my
right.
first hot take. I think they go ahead and they try to jump the Jets for Sanders.
I got controversial take here as well. Let me set it up.
Mhm.
They're trying to give this guy every opportunity to succeed, like they do in corporate America with fellas that look like him. They've already given him a $250 million contract that some folks, including Raider Ragu, does not feel Trevor Lawrence deserves. Uh, so with that said, if you fuck with me and Coop, you know how we feel about Brian Thomas Jr., last year's first round pick for Jacksonville. Um, in fact, if they would have repicked those receivers, he might have went higher than he did
Yeah.
based off the rookie season that he had. I got these guys taking Ashton Genty right here, bro.
Wow, I'm not against
Number
that.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm against that. Who they have starting right now? Is it can't remember the
They
guy's.
got that other guy that emerged this year, and then they got Travis Etienne still.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL, I feel like it's starting to become slightly like a two running back type thing where they're gonna have two running backs instead of one just taking all the carries and stuff. So I
Bro, they're
could,
gonna give this kid every chance to be good.
oh,
And they not gonna give Genty and Brian Thomas the credit when it goes down. You
look,
feel me?
honestly, Raku,
But
not to cut you off
what you say, Jay Will? No, go ahead.
as if they get Genty at 5, the Jaguars, I just hope they don't give him the Brian Robinson treatment where he doesn't get that much carries in his, you know, first year or so in the league because they kind of try to do Robinson dirty.
If they draft him, man, they gotta run. They gotta get the ball. I would say
Yeah, but I
shit.
said the same thing about Brian in Atlanta, and you saw what happened there. But I'm not against that.
Yeah.
What you thinking, Mars? Oh, you already said Grant
Yeah. I
Will.
said, Coach, what you got, Coach? Yeah, I say Grant.
So you got Mason Graham right. All right.
I got this.
Go ahead.
You mute. Man.
I said I like the Genty kid here. And if he falls any further here, this tells you about this league. You might as well start having a young ladies suit up. Just what it is.
What what minute, coach? What? What happened?
Yeah.
I think
Genty
he's saying,
falls. If Genty falls and these guys
What
don't
did I
play,
miss?
you might as well just say what this league is, man. It's not a running backs league. You might as well just
Yeah.
All right. I got you.
put the girls, start allowing the girls to go to the combine,
Yeah.
start allowing them, start getting their pro days from flag foot to, to this shit. This shit is ridiculous, man. But we grew up, idolizing the Walter Paytons, Jim Browns, Tony Dorsett's, even Kenny King and them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
become a real circus here with this game.
Hey, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Way too much time on the
I'm
drive.
I'm I'm with you on that too.
Yeah.
Might as
yeah.
well suit up the girl.
All right, we ready to skip from the nasty Jaguars.
Yes. Too much.
All right. Next up is the Raiders. Honestly, Ragu, since this is your team, do you want to give out like team needs and want to kind of talk about it, or do you just kind of want me to run through the spiel?
Thanks. I can do that.
He'll take it from here.
All right.
We need a little bit of everything. We're one of those kind of teams. I'm not gonna lie. We could use a quarterback, but it is not the fact that we got uh, Geno Smith kind of takes the pressure off of the situation for this year and perhaps next. Uh, but we could draft a quarterback because our part owner, Tom Brady, gave a very passionate take last year on somebody's podcast, on the podcast with Stephen A., right?
Yeah.
Uh, about the young guys not getting thrown to the wolves, the young quarterbacks, right?
Right.
He felt like they should sit there and watch. Now, with all that said, I got the Raiders trading back right here
Whoa.
because they would not have if Genty wasn't gone. But we got him as gone. So we're gonna go all the way back to 24. You hear me? In front of, we're gonna pull up right in front of. Hold on, let me put my board back up. We're gonna hop right in front of the Texans. All right, who lost Stephon Diggs. So you know where I'm going here. We're gonna get there at 97, and I think it was
The Vikings who trades.
yeah.
So you got the Vikings trading up to 6, or what's that? Yeah, 6.
Yeah, yeah.
What in the world are they gonna give y'all for that?
They're gonna give us their 24, their 97, and they 139 overall.
That
To trade up
sounds
to
good
six,
too. That do sound.
we trading all the way back. The Vikings at this point, who's picking at 6 now? Because I'm not gonna say right now the Raiders are at 24, so I'm waiting till 24 technically for them. All right, so the Vikings select here. What'd you move up for, Vikings?
They need safety, linebacker, defensive linebacker, and a corner.
Could Will Johnson go there?
Vikings trade up and get Will Johnson here.
Oh, I pray he doesn't go that high. I need Will Johnson to drop.
Coach, you want to take yourself on mute and go next? Because
Man.
I have a few takes here myself.
Raiders.
So Raiders put me at 24 now.
I said before that those other guys, would fuck the league up if they didn't take Gentry. I thought the Raiders would get him, but they don't seem to be pressing for him. So
Well, the Jacksonville on my draft, Jacksonville took him in front of us.
right. I got you. I'm with you with that. So
Yeah.
it's not, it's not like I just wanted to, give my spiel because that's what I had thought about the Raiders getting him like 3 weeks ago. But I saw that you guys have changed direction. So
It's lion season, bro. Ain't nobody telling the truth except us right now.
I know the coach personally, and Uncle Petey loves to build the defense first. So definitely, I know, Will, you said you didn't want them to grab that safety, but Uncle Petey's going to build that defensive backfield. First and foremost, he's going to stabilize that defense to be solid and not give up points. And he can get by with a see, Uncle Petey's old school. He can get by 7-3, 10-7 games. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go after either Will or somebody big that's left on the board. If anything is left on the board, good. Because, we still early in the picking in the draft, so right there, I think it'll be Will or it'll be one of them outside rush edge ends to complement that other guy with all those tattoos on him. He's great.
What was it, Crosby?
He's
It was
great.
one guy.
He's a one of a kind guy in the league.
The DB or the which one, Coach?
I'm thinking Petey's gonna take that safety.
I think he's talking about
I
Will.
mean the corner, you know. Will
No,
Johnson.
I was giving props to that number that guy with all those tattoos on him that play on the defensive line.
Crosby, yeah, I know. I was just saying on your pick though,
Yeah,
you had
whoever picked
said either or. You had said a lineman or a DB. I was just trying to get you on one of those guys.
Well, he's gonna take that safety if he's there.
which one.
Which safety are you talking about?
Will.
Will plays corner.
I mean, we're the corner then. You guys need help right there too. So
Absolutely. We got rid of Jack Jones.
he's gonna
So
take. I think Will being the top one DB, one of the top DBs up there. I think Petey will take DBs because he coaches DBs and the defensive scheme that he likes to run. You got to have the DBs, and I think he'll take him somebody in that secondary. I like Will myself, so.
Hmm. Ragu, I'm kind of when I was looking at the Raiders team, I kind of feel how you feel. I feel like the Raiders, they can really it's not like they have this like gigantic holes, Paul's Jesus Christ. But they have I feel like for this draft, I feel like they go for like what's the best player on the board? Like who do they feel like is the, just the best overall player? And to me, I feel like that may be Genty. So I think they take Genty 6. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe take a Mason Graham. I wouldn't be surprised if they do take the wide receiver from Arizona, and he's one of those kids who I like, but I feel like if the Raiders don't get that wide receiver, if they choose not to, then I feel like he may slip to like outside the top 15. But as of right now, I feel like y'all go whoever y'all feel like is the best overall player is, kind of like when y'all took Bowers that year because he was just the
yeah,
best player available. I feel like y'all do
yeah.
that here, and I feel like y'all would think that's Genty.
And
Ooh.
had he been there on my draft, we would have taken him. So I feel you.
Ragu, I got a feeling that they're not gonna trade back, my brother, because y'all need a running back. I got a few options for you guys. I say you keep that number 6 pick because the first 5 teams does not need a running back, in my opinion. I feel like you could get Genty. I feel like you could get an offensive tackle Armand. I feel like you could get T Mac. Those are my 3 options for you guys. I mean, like I said, you said you need a little bit of everything, right? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like whatever best position is available, you guys would get. I don't think you guys trade back deep down, pause, into that further down. I don't think y'all trade further down. I say y'all stay at number 6. Possibly, like I said, Armand or Genty or T Mac. Those are my 3 options. But if I had to be a gambling man, I say you just pay Gino, get an offensive lineman to protect him.
That would be the smart move. But I understand, I understand the coach, and I could be wrong. Not saying that I talked to the coach or anything and got any insight,
Yeah.
but I know the coach loves defense. He builds his philosophy about, competing. So they're gonna compete on both sides, all 3 phases of the ball. But I just like I said, I love the
When they
DB.
when they asked Petey at the owners meeting about the O line, and he could have been BSing. He said he felt the O line played good.
You did tell me that. I forgot you did say that.
I'm telling you, this guy is not worried about no offense. If he can stop you, he can beat you, he thinks.
Yeah.
So his thing is playing defense first, then
He is a
offense.
defensive guy.
Yeah.
Ragu, did y'all lose any like big pieces this year in free agency or
Nah, hold on 1 second, Sean.
are you good?
So possibly, if they were to trade down, They could probably trade down to maybe 8 or 9. Take Jalen Walker or Michael Williams. Them two
Yeah,
defensive guys from Georgia.
I
I was
just
going to say about those guys. Those guys,
Yeah, I,
those guys
it's
are
just so much that, like I said, Raiders is one of them teams to where, like Ragu said, you need help on all positions. Pause. So you can go anywhere in the draft with that. But like I said, my options is like I said, I feel like if they gonna pay Petey, I mean if they gonna pay Gino, get an offensive line to protect him. Genty is a top running back. I feel like he'll do good in the PD offense. He'll probably make another beast mode out. Or T Mac. You need an offensive weapon so Gino could throw to him. That's what I'm saying. It's just options. Like I said, I'm ain't no bigger fan than my man right here. So I wouldn't know. I'm just taking like, well, I guess this is where they could go.
What did you ask me,
In
Jay
the
Wheeler?
direction they could. So yeah.
actually, did y'all lose any like big players or just
So no,
okay?
Minshew. Um,
Nah,
well, I'll take that back. Jay Wheels. We lost starters. Spillane, Merrick, Hobbs on defense, all gone. Um, Minshew, you could say he was a starter as well, gone. Uh, and that's it. That of note. That's who all left.
Then Diablo go there.
Oh, they got my bad. Divine Diablo. So both the starting linebackers are gone. But I
gotcha.
feel like we replaced them with Devin White and Elandon Roberts. And then
Devin White went to the Raiders.
yes.
Woo-wee.
And we got some youngsters, Eichenberg, uh the Amari Burney and Amari Gainer,
Hmm.
uh, developing. So we'll see, man. Linebackers. People had the Raiders taking linebacker. I don't think so. But we can move. Everybody get a.
Yeah. All right, ready to move on?
Devin
Remember, I
White.
got Raiders at 24 now.
Yeah,
That
gotcha.
Devin White gonna be
All right.
it's a nice
So,
addition.
so
I
number
hope
seven,
so.
the number seven pick. This team, I kind of feel like how Coach Fame talked about the Titans. That's how I feel about this team. We have the New York Jets. Now they need an offensive tackle. They need a wide receiver, defensive lineman, tight end, cornerback, and wide receiver. Notable additions. They have Justin Fields, Andre Cisco. Um, that's about it. They lost DJ Reed, Javon Kinlaw, Devontae Adams, of course, Hassan Reddick, Aaron Rodgers, and Morgan Moses, who's an offensive tackle. They lost a lot this free agency. I didn't even peep that.
That's what they needed. What they sorry asses. That's what they need.
Anybody
Um,
anybody
uh,
want to volunteer first up?
I'll um I'll go first because I feel like I got to get this off my
pleasure.
chest about the Jets. Um,
Pleasure.
so
Well, Fame is obviously sneezing because it's all bullshit with the Jets. So we could probably
man.
move on from them motherfuckers.
Let me jump
Yeah,
out there and get this shit over with.
we start talking about the Jets. He got the
He started
sneezing and
sneeze
shit.
like a
yeah,
motherfucker.
he's sick of it.
Man, listen,
Put that bullshit in there.
I'm just gonna make mine short and sweet. Penn State tight end.
Tyler Warren, that's a nice little pickup for him.
They really, honestly, probably. I hope they don't take him because we need him. I feel like the Jets, they're a team who historically drafts bad, in my opinion, especially in the first round. With that being said, and this guy is still projected to go top 10, so but I personally think he is going to be. I don't think he's going to be as good as people say he is. The offensive tackle from Missouri, Armand Membu or Membo, I may pronounce his name incorrectly. I'm not too fond of the guy. I feel like he kind of got exploited in some defensive matchups at Missouri this year. But like I said, knowing the Jets, their biggest need, honestly, probably is an offensive tackle. And what is kind of looking right now, I think they take him with that seventh pick.
Their offensive line is no. They have a rookie from last year. They didn't even play yet.
Yeah,
They
it's kind
don't
of
need no Jets. No dumbass Jets. Do not take another offensive lineman, please.
it's a Jets pick. So
Either take Tyler Warren, get another playmaker for Justin. You reunited with Garrett Wilson, your old OSU teammate. You still have Brees Hall. You can make something happen with that offense. Just get another playmaking tight end. If not, fix that defense. Jalen Walker is still available. Michael Williams is still available. Those are three options that the Jets could go.
You gotta realize it's the Jets we talk about.
I understand that, Jay Will, but if you guys were stupid enough to do another offensive lineman like that, you guys are retarded. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to be professional, Ragu, but it kind of like takes
No,
away
this
my.
is totally professional. It's the Jets.
Yeah, this is where my professionalism leaves my mind.
So,
Jets, yeah, Jets. Either Jets could probably take Tyler Warren, or like I said, or either beef up the defense with Jalen Walker or Mikael Williams. If not, trade back. Let somebody else have that
I'm
time.
going to ride with the young fella on this one. But in a different, there is a twist to it, though, Jay Will. Two linemen this year, big boy, 300 pounders, ran sub 540. You know who they are, Jay Will?
You said that ran a 540?
They run a sub 540-yard dash. Two linemen.
Lineman. It's
Big
one of
boy.
them. It's one of them. Stewart from.
Now, one of them is your guy, Mimble.
Hmm.
The other guy is Will Campbell, LSU. These big boys, 300 pounders, ran 4.9, 4.8.
That's crazy. I thought he's on the other side of the ball. My fault.
No, yeah, O lineman. So instead of Mimble, I got them taking Campbell here. Reason why I feel like Campbell's a little more polished than Mimble. Mimble's a little bit wild with his technique. He's going to be a little more developing. Not really an insert right now guy unless you're going to put him at the guard. But so for that reason, these dudes kind of flip flop who was the number one tackle in this draft. But yeah, so I'm going with what Jay Will said, but not the player. I'm taking Will Campbell here for the Jets.
See, honestly, Ragu, I have Campbell going 4. If he was available at 7, I would 100% agree with you because I just feel like Campbell, I've seen him match up against, especially that Georgia defense where they had all those
Yeah, he's a little more polished.
all those guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just seems like he's just better under those circumstances than a Mimbo. Kind of like what you said. He looks like he kind of needs to be developed, and that's even potentially if he even becomes something. I'm just not sold
his
on his
feet get a little away from him. You feel me? He
yeah.
reaches a little bit, but all that can be coached up. All that.
Yeah. I just don't think he's a potential like an all like a Pro Bowl type offensive lineman or something like that. Nothing against. So I'm not saying he's gonna be bad or nothing like that. I just don't think he's gonna be as good as projected.
Ragu, didn't they just draft a lineman last year, right?
Uh,
What you gonna
I
do with him?
believe so, but they lost the O lineman too. Oh, right?
The older dude, yeah, he gone. That's what I'm saying. You don't think they should draft the guy they drafted last year should step up?
Who they draft?
Let me see who they drafted last year. That line.
I'm just thinking. All right, here's where I went in my mind. I don't want my guy to get hurt. The guy I've been advocating for 2 years. I in fact wanted him to be the quarterback on my own team that I cover and root for. But I don't want Justin out there running for his life, bro. I want him to be able to
So yeah, what you gonna
turn
do
into
with
what he's
Ragu?
gonna turn into, bro. If he's not gonna make it as a quarterback, we need to know. But we don't want him to be running for his life while we trying to find out.
But the pick from Penn State, you picked him 11th. Olu.
Fasanu.
That's what I'm saying. So what we
What
gonna
did
do?
you guys pick? Y'all picked the lineman too, but to do it from Washington, huh?
Yeah, he got hurt though. Remember, he was hurt.
So they did pick Olu
Yeah, they
last
picked Olu.
year.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. What we gonna do with
Olu
Olu?
hurt a little bit too.
We just gonna keep drafting these linemen here?
Tackles, we just go keep drafting tackles.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if it's not working out, then you
You need two of them though, Chris.
But
You need
here's the
two.
thing, Jay Will. They didn't even play him last year because they had a veteran in front of him.
Yeah, he was
He
partially
didn't touch the
with
field
injury.
at all. So that's what I'm saying. You gonna keep doing Alu like that? You're just gonna keep on picking either
No, he
Olu
needs to
or
play. He needs to play. They need
Yeah,
two.
he needs to play. You picked him 11 for a reason. Just like we saying with McCarthy, you picked him 10th. You got to play this guy. You picked him 11th.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they should go with Armand here. I just honest opinion. I don't think they do.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Marv. Mine's is like 50% where a player should go versus the organization who is getting them.
Facts. And I
And
get it. Yeah, like I said, this is all
Yeah.
guesses. Yeah, this is we're not saying that this is actually gonna be the draft.
mhm.
But if I am right, I am gonna gloat. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't feel like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm losing a few brain cells by talking about the Jets. So we could probably move
We
on.
can kind of zoom.
We could definitely- I just don't think I don't think an offensive lineman would be the option to go. Just opinion. Like I said, if you're gonna keep on picking over Alu and you just wasted the pick on him.
Yeah, I agree. All right. All right, ready for number 8?
Yes, sir.
All right, number 8 is the Carolina Panthers. Now, this team needs an edge, cornerback, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, safety, and defensive lineman. They have no major notable additions, so I'm not going to skip through that.
Yeah.
They lost Xavier Woods, Johnny Hecker, but he's obviously punter, and Miles Sanders. So, I mean, this is a team that they really haven't, as much as they
So,
didn't lose anything big. They haven't gotten anything just big either, Pauls. Um,
Well,
I think with this pick, I have them going from the edge rusher at Georgia, excuse me, with Jalon Walker.
I say either one of them can go there. Mikel or Jalon can go there because they're gonna beef up their defense. And with Cuba Hubbard stepping up as running back, he's gonna be the number one, obviously. As my
Mm,
man Ragu said, Big X is stepping up too as a receiver, so they'll probably not even go offense no more. They'll probably go defense. I'm gonna say either Mikel or Jalon will go
mm,
there. One of them edges from Georgia will go there.
I like the defensive side that they go with, and it would probably be Markel or what's his name, Armin.
mm. Yeah,
Uh, how you say his last name?
I think it's like Mimbu.
Membo.
But
Membo,
wait,
yeah,
you
Membo.
think the offensive lineman will go there?
I think they're gonna get one of the big guys in the trenches, whether either side of the ball. I like the defense, but
That's true.
it's that would
I
be the
was
second. The
I
first
was
would be
thinking that.
Markel.
Yeah.
The first would be Markel. The second would be uh Armin, O tackle. I think they're gonna go
Um,
defense though. That's why I said Markel.
Hmm.
I like the Jalen Walker, Jalon Walker.
Ron Walker.
But so look, it's a question for you, Jay Will. All right. Every time they talk about this guy, they say, "Oh man, he can play here, he can play there. He's a Swiss Army knife." Right? You guys been hearing this about him?
Yeah.
I disagree with it, but yes, I've been hearing the same.
Okay, I'm glad to hear you disagree because you don't have an answer for me right here. Now, you're the coach. Uh, you said you just picked him in Carolina.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know their decor name, but you're him.
Hmm.
You lining up base defense and walkthroughs and OTAs for the first time. Where you put him?
That's a good question. I feel like Walker to me is
Base
one.
defense for the first time. You about to walk through. Go, my bad. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
No, I heard you. I do put him on the edge. But the one thing you was talking about as well is I feel like watching Jalon Walker because I watched a lot of Georgia football last year. Their defense was kind of up and down because they kind of kept trying to switch what type of defense they were trying to run, whether that's like a 4-3 or 3-4 and all that stuff. I've noticed with him, he doesn't work well in certain schemes, if it's what I've noticed. And I believe the scheme that he looked well in, I believe it was the 4-3. I believe the Panthers run that same defensive style. So I feel like it would be logical just to take him right there. It's also why I didn't have him
So
going
at the wheel backer, the weak side backer, not on the tight end side.
no,
That's
definitely not. Yeah, I like him.
okay.
I only like him as a rusher. That's really it, to be honest with you.
All right.
A pass rusher, excuse me. That's the only reason, honestly, why I didn't take him to the Jets because they don't match their schemes don't match up well enough for me to like Walker going there. Um, but I do feel like it fits for the Carolina Panthers. But he's I think he is just 100% a system player, which is nothing wrong with being a system player. I just feel like that's where his game is comfortable at.
No. My thing is this. Ragu, I know you didn't ask me, but I'm asking.
No, you can
Bobby
give an
Brown,
answer to it.
Bobby Brown is a phenomenal nose tackle. I've watched this kid at Texas A&M. He needs help on that line. So I don't know what the Panthers were thinking moving Clowney back to linebacker. I will move him back to the edge with this kid Walker.
He's a linebacker right
Yeah,
now.
they moved Clowney to the linebacker. So I would put on the side of Bobby Brown, put Walker and Clowney back on the edge. Both of them guys on the edge with Bobby Brown. Run a 3-4.
And that's why we never heard from Clowney.
Yeah, because they was idiots and put him back to linebacker. Or
Well, they
excuse me,
saved
put him
him a
to
year. They saved him a year or two. With getting beat up, but shit, here he goes. What
yeah,
are you gonna do now? Because you're getting older, guy, and it's
exactly.
not gonna get any easier.
And he's not a linebacker material.
No,
Like
he's
you just
not.
said, he's getting older. You guys goofed up. That's what I'm saying. Carolina is the goofiest organization I've ever
I
seen.
know if I walked up
People
to
out
the
their
line and
position
looked
making.
over there and seen
Yeah, you can't do that.
David
I'm sorry.
Clowney over there playing outside backer,
That's
check,
yeah.
check.
It's not. It's. I'm sorry, but like you said, it's like shitting in the wind. It's not gonna work. As a defensive guy, I took personal offense to that. I'm like, oh no, this is why they're failing. This is why they're failing. You guys are moving guys out their position like you always do.
Mhm.
So
So
yeah,
I don't know, cool. Who did you say, cool?
I
What
would
what
put
what are you getting Jalen Walker too?
I would get either Jalen Walker or Michael Williams. Those are one of the two of the best edges that
You're
are in
gonna
the
rush the
draft right
passer.
now.
Okay.
And I would put them alongside moving Clowney back to the edge.
Okay.
And like you said, that walkthrough, first walkthrough, that's it.
Yeah.
Put them with
Well,
me and Bobby Brown, and that's it. You gotta make it happen.
I
But
feel like you know,
Yeah.
I was gonna go receiver right here, right? I had it all lined up with T Mac. But shout out to Isaiah um and you, Coop. We talk shit about them not protecting Bryce
Yes.
since they got him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with Fame on this one.
The offensive
This
line.
is where I'm a I'm a flip the Campbell pick J Will,
Okay.
the Mimbo and Campbell situation. And instead of Campbell going before Mimbo, Mimbo is now right here, Carolina. They've got a
Yeah.
10-year guy that they can insert. Maybe not right away, but when they do get him in there, he'll stay around for a while and be able to block for the fucking franchise quarterback that they brought, that they drafted without having a line. So I'm gonna go practical here. Mimbo, Armand Mimbo to Carolina right here, number 8.
Okay.
And that's not a bad pick because I feel like this is going to be Bryce's prove it year. Is this going to be, is he going to do something or is Panthers going to
Yeah,
try to, keep
and Mar, you reminded me, you walked me back on T Mac when you mentioned X Mac. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they gonna give him a
Yeah, because
chance.
you still got X over there. You still got uh Matthews. You still got good young receivers over there. You haven't even put on the field yet. Because remember last year, Ragu, how many did we say? 12 freaking receivers on that team.
Damn, they did. They had a list of
That's what I'm
receivers,
saying.
man.
Do not go offense with these guys, y'all. Either defense or if you do offense, go to the line. So that Panthers, if you watch this, listen to the chef, listen to the
Well,
coach,
you know they
listen
follow.
to the guy, listen to Jay Will, listen to us, please. We at least know what we're talking about. We're not Stephen A here. So come on.
they can't really afford a slip up at this pick too, to
They
be honest.
cannot. They cannot afford no more slip ups, Jay Will. I'm glad you said that. So yeah. So
All right.
this is it right here. This is
it's either now or bust, huh?
this
Yeah.
It is, man.
it is facts.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't draft him, right?
Hey,
So this coach can say, "Hey, owner, y'all gave me this kid, man. He can't play. You
exactly.
can't fire me over this kid. You got to get rid of the kid, and
Fact.
then let me bring in my guy. Then he don't work out. You can fire. But you
Mhm.
can't fire me over this kid that fucking Frank Reich and this other guy drafted. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's very much put up and shut up for Bryce.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Two-boo-boo's game, two-boo-boo
Boo
team.
teams.
All right.
Another boo boo team is next. Go ahead, Jay Will.
All right. This is going to be an interesting one because I kind of want to see where you guys are thinking with this. The number 9 team is the New Orleans Saints. Now, on the list, it says that they need a quarterback, they need a wide receiver, a cornerback, defensive lineman, linebacker, offensive tackle, and a running back. Notable additions: they did get Chase Young back, Jawan Johnson, and Brandon Cooks. Also, Justin Reed. Losses: they lost Marquez Scantling, the former Green Bay Packer, and Peyton Turner, which is an edge rusher.
So you said this clown is out for the year.
Who's the running back over there?
Is it
Alvin Kamara is still their running back.
which why I'm not only agreeing with that they necessarily need a running back.
They are going to need a backup running back.
Yeah,
So you said David Carr is out. Derek Carr is out for the year.
it's what it's shaping up to be.
He has an injury that's nagging that he has to keep attending to.
You called him David. Oh my God, man, you guys are brutal.
Hey, man, that's
Stop.
It's a
So
tough
this is
panel.
one of my famed unprofessional moments.
It's a tough
I
panel.
don't give a two shit about the Saints either. So what the hell? I'm gonna let y'all go first and then I'll go. I'm sorry. Let me still
Shador.
You didn't have Shador going nowhere.
He sure didn't.
He hadn't said Shadori.
All right.
Dion's kid.
Hey, I like him. I think he plays well here. When I say plays well here, I mean his whole act. You know, the whole him being in town.
Yeah.
But I'll jump in there on this one. Coop is disinterested in this. Hot take, Jay Will.
Mhm.
Jackson Dart,
Damn, I was about to say him.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, there we go. I was about to say him.
The Jackson Dart thing is tough because, well, and just to get this out the way, I loved him at Ole Miss. I don't know if he's necessarily an NFL quarterback. Just because of the scheme we ran
Did you
at
not see
Ole
his
Miss.
combine, J. Will?
I don't care about the combine. I saw this guy every single day for the past 2-3 years. You know,
That's an
Thank you.
arguable point.
Thank you,
Never
Jay Will.
mind. Yeah, that's an arguable point. Never mind.
Thank you, Jay Will.
but it's just one of those things where I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I just wouldn't go Jackson Dart first round, maybe second. Now, as I
I
was
don't
saying,
think they can afford to risk leaving him there. With
Yes.
Carr talking about he's out for the season.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
cannot afford to pass on the quarterback right now.
yeah, and
No.
that's why I had them jumping up.
And Jay Will, unless you saying Rattler's your guy. Is Rattler your guy?
Definitely not. I had early on, I had them trading up to the 5th spot to get Shador. So this number 9 pick for me on my mock draft is for the Jaguars because they traded back.
Right. Remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Remember
So
you saying that.
You did say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot afford to go back either.
So you already got the Saints with a quarterback. This is Jacksonville picking.
for me, yeah, it's Jackson.
For you, this is Jacksonville picking. Who they got?
Hey, Marv.
Yeah.
Hey, Marv, since you don't give a shit about him, right? Before D jumped in with his little hot take, right? The reason I took Shador here with the Saints, what do you got to lose? If you're not gonna you don't run the ball, you got your boy there still, the running back that's been there forever.
Yeah.
You catch and run, you know what I'm saying? And Shador could just come throw the ball out on the field. You got rid of Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying? He could just come in and
You
be
still got Chris Olave over there, so yeah, you got a good little target.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying is they gonna have some receiver. You can get a receiver anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Just like you can get a Shador Sanders. But I have to disagree with the Raider Ragu with this hot take deal. And the reason I had to come back in and say this is because
What's your deal?
it's gonna be another one of those guys. Pittsburgh got nothing against you, Marv. They call him the Duck. What was his name?
Duck Hodges. Oh my God.
I forgot.
That's who this guy from Ole Miss is gonna be.
Duck Hodges.
It's gonna be like
Wait a minute. Hold on now.
a young Sims
Wait a minute.
Jr. type.
Wait a
Throw the
minute.
ball in Ole
Hold on.
Miss and don't win shit, and then get over here and shit down your leg because you're pink. Come on. That's my take.
Oh my God, Coach! What? Somebody get Coach, man.
Oh my goodness.
all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say,
you over there, get Coach, man.
First and
Hey,
foremost,
that's great.
Duck.
Duck
That's funny.
Hodges. First of all,
That is.
my man is 5-3. Still a winning quarterback. Last time I checked. Just want to point that out there, Famo.
What was that, Marv?
He was 5-4. He's still a winning quarterback. So don't
Oh,
man, Duck Hodges. You said Duck.
all right, go ahead. I'm not gonna elaborate.
Coach Hay, I'm trying to figure out where he playing at now. We talking about
He
some
ain't playing
5
nowhere
3.
now. He playing nowhere. He ain't playing nowhere. Hey, listen. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't his agent or nothing. So,
But Ragu, back to my point, I was saying, I think I'm not mad at. I think we all kind of agreed that the Saints get a quarterback. It just depends on who they get. For my pick for number 9 for the Jaguars, I do think this is where Mason Graham finally goes off the board, which I feel like Mason Graham is one of those players who could really go as high as 4, if we being honest with you. But just by the way I have things shaped up, I think he slides to that 9 spots perfectly to
so I
Jacksonville.
got him at number
I
5.
said
The
that New
Jaguars
England.
picking him at number 5. So what makes
Oh,
them
did you
think
have him at?
they
You
I
gonna
said
damn near
that,
put
D.
him in
yeah,
New England.
they gonna miss
But
out
I
and pick
took
him
Abdul
at
Carter
5?
though. Fine, but I damn
Yeah.
near took Mason at number 4 to New England. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So why would they go down and pick him? Like pause. Like why
Yeah.
would they go
I
further?
think he still be available. I feel honestly, if they stay at 5 in general, I still think they get Mason Graham. I think Mason Graham just slips a little bit before he gets to that at 9, and
That's
you get the
aggressive.
same guy. You know,
That's
It's aggressive,
aggressive.
but I'm
Definitely
saying
aggressive.
That's assuming a lot of teams are gonna say fuck Mason Graham.
they're gonna say no. They're gonna
Oh,
say they're gonna stay in the top 10 and pick a quarterback. I
look,
mean, like you
and
said, we don't know. I'm just
yeah,
saying
but
it
also,
won't make sense for the Jaguars to trade down
but
just to pick somebody they could pick at 5.
I
Yeah,
mean that's the
you're
point
right.
though.
You're right about that, Marv.
Yeah.
If you have a guy like Mason Graham at 5, and I
Mhm.
feel like he's going to drop to 9, if they feel the same way, you could trade for a few extra pick, and you can get the same guy that you have at 5 at 9, and then still get those extra picks on the side as well.
Hmm.
But even if for whatever chance Mason Graham, let's say he is off the board at 9, right? I think this the deepest class this year by far is the edge. And the Jaguars also need an edge player. So you can still take a Michael Williams. You can still take a Shamar Stewart, somebody like
that's a
that. I'm
controversial take,
perfectly
but you
fine with
did
that.
say that
Yeah,
before.
you did.
Well, that is the deepest class, or that
Yeah, yeah.
you
Hey,
disagree?
Jay Will. Hey, man, when I get back to coaching on the field, I'm going to hire you as my consultant uh, draft guy.
Hey,
There
I'd
you
be
go.
fine with that,
I
man.
like the way you break shit down, Jay Will.
No, he's gonna be our tell us when to go for it and
Yeah,
not
that deal.
all that
No,
shit.
we
I ain't
don't
gonna
need
lie.
that.
If I ever get in the coaching, I'm definitely calling Jay Will.
Hey, D, we don't
Nah,
need that shit. We're
nah,
never going to
coach.
hire one of those
See,
guys. Now, if
see,
you're the
see,
head coach,
CJ
you can
will.
hire him.
We
I'm
are
never
gonna hire.
hiring a
We're
guy.
hiring. Even if you are, we're hiring. I'm the guy that keeps that's in between you and Coach. You know what I'm saying? Because Coach, he don't want to hear the shit you talking about, but he'll listen to me saying that shit, but he won't listen to you saying it. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
tell me,
that's what I was finna say. We're not hiring a guy. We're going to hire Jay Will to get shit in order the way he has it in order.
Hey,
But
look,
and
I
then on
wish
the
the
side,
fuck
Jay
I
Will's
would.
gonna be in the headset telling me whether we should go for it or not. I'm gonna be like, yeah,
I
go
can
for it,
do
Coach.
you.
hey,
I can live and
Pause.
die with you there.
Pause.
Pause.
Let's say
Yeah, yeah,
pause. Come on.
yeah.
Keep.
Ragu, I don't know
All
if
right.
you
Next
like
team,
that,
Jay
man,
Will.
because I
Yeah.
made
I
you
can
make
live
you
and
that last
die
instantly.
It
with
turned
you.
crazy. Come on.
What
Hey,
you
I can
say,
live and die with
Jay Will?
Yeah. Next team, Jay Will.
Hey, I can
What?
live and die with reaching out, hitting the button and said, "Hey D, what do you think?"
See, I'm
Oh, we
already
you and
being
you
hollered at Jay Will.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, but
like,
nah, Jay
nah,
Will. Hey, Jay Will.
be like,
Nothing
fine,
intended.
Coach, fine.
Nothing intended, Jay Will. I'm just a living different guy when the lights are on.
Oh
Paul,
yeah.
next team. Damn.
Hey man, listen. Listen. Let me clarify this shit because you don't got to pause behind me, nigga. I don't fuck with nothing like. Listen, you don't got to do that with me here. Just listen to what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Y'all with that pause shit
Let's-
killing me, man.
Oh,
We men on this motherfucker, right?
Come
What we
on,
gotta
yeah.
do that shit for?
Let's go. Let's go, man.
my bad, Thug Life. Don't pull out the 9. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Anyways, another trash, quote unquote, team. At number 10, we have the Chicago Bears. Now, this team needs a defensive lineman, they need a cornerback, safety, wide receiver, an offensive tackle, and an edge. This year they got Joe Thunley, they got Grady Jarrett, and they got Jonah Jackson, which I think he's pretty underrated. Notable losses.
Jonah's an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's an offensive guard.
All right. Go ahead.
And no real notable losses, to be honest. The biggest one may be Darrington Evans, and he really didn't get a lot of snaps last year, I think. So
Let's let Coach go.
So how
Who the
y'all?
Bears picking, Coach? All right. You muted. You muted. Muted.
The best available here, I think these guys will go get either the edge guy or the corner, James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, James Pierce.
or Mr. Campbell.
Which Campbell?
Jaheed.
Oh, Jaheed Campbell. Jahad Campbell from
Jaheed.
Bama.
Yeah. I think they'll go get one of those guys if they smart now and do what they supposed to do, man. Because
Jahad Campbell.
I went last year and told y'all Caleb wasn't gonna do what Caleb was gonna do. See, all that circus stuff is over. But now that they can solidify some things, they got some good receivers already, so they should be good offensively. They should really try to, because the defense wasn't bad last year, just to be honest with y'all. You know,
And for that
they didn't win those
reason,
games. They didn't win those games like they should have, but they wasn't really that bad.
that they got this little coach who remains to be seen if he's gonna be worth anything.
Yeah.
But he's on the other side of the ball, coach. So I feel like his first pick as head coach, he's gonna get Omarion Hampton,
A running back?
running
North Carolina?
back, North Carolina. Yeah. Yep.
Whoa. He's going to go get a running back, which this is not a running back league, and he's the new head coach, and he's going to gamble on running back.
They got the receiver last year on Doomsday, right? They got
Caleb.
number 2. What's my man name?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore already.
That's what I'm telling you.
Now we got a top flight back. What are we telling Caleb? Same thing they telling Bryce, right? Because this guy didn't draft Caleb, right? So he can say, owner, look, this dude, I can't do nothing with this guy. So they're going to give him every opportunity. So I feel like they get to bring in a guy like Omarion Hampton, which, they refer to Montgomery and Gibbs as Tails and Knuckles or Sonic and Knuckles over there in Detroit. And this guy's he's got the one kid that's there now, and then he's going to draft Knuckles. This is Knuckles right here. So, yeah.
Okay.
Ben Johnson's first draft, he's drafting Omarion.
I just feel like this, D, and I mean, not to go back, I understand your take, but I just feel like if you got those receivers, because they got like a track team, and all you need to do is solidify defense and tell this guy to move the ball, you can put any running back there. You know what I'm saying? To take this one high as a running back, no, I wouldn't take him this high. You know what I'm saying? So that I just wanted to run that out.
Take. Coach, you're up still. Even after they didn't get a text yet.
Well, I'm gonna keep it simple. They're gonna get Michael Williams if he's available. I think they go defense here. He still got DeAndre Swift over there. They're making it clear that they're gonna stick with him. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
saying they could go running
Swift.
back. Yeah, they got Swift over there, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna say pick the next
that's
defensive.
Simon.
Go ahead, Jay.
This,
Honestly, Coop, I agree with you here. I have Michael Williams finally coming off the board
Yeah.
at 10. Um, I feel like I do see what you mean, Ragu, with Hampton. It's kind of like they definitely could draft him. I wouldn't see any problem with that. I just think that at 10, I feel like it kind of depends on where the Cowboys do at 12. But that's a tough pick. I'm not gonna lie to you because I can really see Hampton going as high as like 10, but as low as like 28, to be honest with you. Like it just kind of just depends on where the cards fall
well,
through.
if he gets past this like 10, 11, 12, yeah, he can fall all the way to the bottom of the first round.
And that'd be a good grab for whoever gets him if he does fall.
But okay, we all in
Yep,
on
we
that
all.
one.
Y'all ready for the next one? We finally get into the better teams now.
I don't know about all that. Not with these niggas, but go
Mhm.
ahead.
All right, the next team we have at 11, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this team needs an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, cornerbacks, linebacker, edge, offensive tackle, and running back. Notable additions, they got Mac Jones. Notable losses, they lost Debo Samuels, Javon Hargrave, uh, uh, Talanga Hufanga, I forgot how to pronounce his name, Chartavius Ward, and Derek or Dre Greenlaw. So they lost a lot of pieces this offseason. Um, Key guys too.
You
What's up on
muted,
mute,
Coach.
nigga? God damn.
Well, if I may jump out here, me as a franchise fan, uh, this one is tough, man, because we need another edge over there and we need a backer. So it's like that last pick I was talking about with the Bears with Mr. Campbell, but this one we can't. I mean, did I take what did I took Pierce off the board?
Yeah, you took
Yeah.
Pierce.
Okay, so me, I'm
No,
gonna
you
jump.
didn't. No, he didn't. Right? You changed that
Oh,
pick to Jahad Campbell.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you changed that pick.
So
He would have went good.
yeah, he
But
definitely would go good with us. Uh,
anyway,
but anyway, the edge Pierce, man, will be the only thing I would like, or that Texas offensive tackle. Uh,
Oh yeah, Kevin Banks.
yeah, Banks,
can we
Banks.
have one?
So
Can
I'm
we
gonna
have one
jump out
pick,
there
Coach?
and say we gonna take Mr. Banks. Because we really want to have a good offensive line, and our offensive line was kind of banged up and beat up last year. That was one of the things for us too. But I don't know, man. Lynch and this rooster of a coach, man. He these guys surprise me all the time. So I'm gonna stay with Mr. Banks and say offensive tackle.
Yeah, Coach Fame, I'm gonna agree with you here. I have y'all getting Kelvin Banks, but once again, I feel like the 49ers, they're one of those teams where they kind of need a couple positions because I feel like y'all took a big hit. Y'all lost a lot of guys in free agency.
Yeah, we
So I
need we
really
need
wouldn't be surprised if anybody
we
goes.
need really look the safety up on the board. We need corners. Like that's where we got torched at last year was
Yeah.
the DBs. The DB, and then we wasn't getting to that quarterback as fast because now we only anchoring one side with Nick. The other side never showed up. So, you know what I'm saying? It was rough. Even on, backers, we need backers. We need a lot. Like you said, Will, we need a lot.
Mhm.
So we kind of like in that saying that I have two boo teams, two boo scheme. I'm gonna jump out there and say it, Marv.
it's cool. You ain't gotta, because y'all gonna prove it, so I ain't gotta say it.
I'm jump out there and
Y'all
say
gonna,
it.
y'all gonna probably pick Shamar Stewart because
Do it.
the edge from Texas A&M. I feel like he'll be a good opposite side of Joey Bosa. But I'm only gonna stick to one position here, so I'll just probably stick with y'all.
Do it.
Shamar Stewart.
So Fame said when he first started talking about them, he said we need an edge, but we need a backer too. Right? That's what he said. And Jay Will said they lost Greenlaw, which
Yeah,
we know was one of the top off ball linebackers in the league. So you just described Jalen Walker. So I feel like this is the no brainer pick right here for the Niners. This guy comes off the board as that kind of that backer, off ball, and blitzer on rush on on passing downs. So yeah, Walker is off the board right here at 11 for the Niners for me.
Jalen?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I like that. But you hit it home. And like I said, I know what we need, but what they've shown me, these two guys, Lynch and our head coach, they go the opposite every time. So I kind of try to play into their mix here. You know what I'm saying? We need
yeah,
defense, they go offense. We need offense, then they'll subpar us on defense. So
yeah,
All right. You ready to move
only
on?
reason why I'm a
Oh,
this yeah, I'm gonna agree. I could agree with you on that, Ragu, because Jalen is small, but his rush game is terrible. That's why I'm saying like
Stewart.
no,
you don't think he'd be coached up?
Jalen's rush is not good. So man, maybe they could move him to linebacker. I forgot it because I did do that in my one of my shows. That's one of his red flags that he does not have a good rush game. So yeah, they could probably move him to linebacker. That'll make sense. I like that.
all right. Ready to push on?
Yeah. Get it.
Yeah,
All right. Next team is the Dallas Cowboys at 12. Um, this team is an offensive lineman. They need an offensive lineman, wide receiver, defensive lineman, safety, cornerback, linebacker, and a running back. Notable additions, they have Solomon Thomas, they got Javante Williams, and they have Miles Sanders. They also have Peyton Turner. Notable losses, uh, Demarcus Lawrence, Jordan Lewis, Brandon Cooks, and Chauncey Golston.
I
Which is
say they take T Mac off the board here. Draft a receiver.
mm,
honestly, this is I have the Cowboys taking the what I think is the worst pick of the draft so far right here, to be honest with you. Um, and that is Shamar Stewart. I'm not a fan of Shamar Stewart at all. He's just not, he's more so of he's a good run stopper, don't get me wrong. But I feel like when it comes to this Cowboys defense, the main thing that they need is a person who can make big plays. And Shamar Stewart is not that guy. I mean, this is a guy who's been in college 3 years. His last season, I think he only has like one sack the entire last season. Before that, same deal, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 sacks. He's not just a great playmaker to me in general. But I feel like the Cowboys would get him here because they lost a lot of depth at that position, at that edge rusher position. But I think that would be the worst pick in the draft to me, honestly. Let me just say it like that.
I'm gonna jump out there and say Will Campbell, LSU.
They do need a linebacker or
Offensive tackle.
yeah.
um, yeah. I already had Campbell off, and I already got Nimble off the board. So Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle, University of Texas.
And
I
honestly, that would
got
have been
right
my
there.
pick. That'd have been my pick if I didn't have him going 11. What you thinking, Coop?
That's all the energy
I
I
said
got from
T
Colts.
Mac.
Uh,
There's the receiver on his own.
yeah, I don't blame y'all for not caring about the Cowboys, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, ready to move on? Any other comments?
Next.
All right. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins. This team needs a defensive linebacker, a cornerback, safety, tight end linebacker, offensive tackle, and a defensive lineman. Um, Additions, they got Nick Westbrook and Zach Wilson. Notable losses, they lost Javon Holland, Deshaun Hand, Raheem Mostert, Mostert, I can never pronounce his last name right. Campbell and Terran Armstead. So this team is also taking a slight hit in free agency this year.
If Will Johnson, the corner, is available, they will grab him, especially now with the rumors that they want to trade Jalen Ramsey. There's rumors that they have been talking to Will Johnson. They don't know if he'd still be available. They are interested in him, so I say they probably grab him first round.
Yeah.
But another one, this is another organization I don't care about. I'm boycotting them. I'm not even watching them because I'm afraid that kid's gonna get hit one of these days and he won't get up. So I will not be watching the Dolphins until he retires or something.
And he's one of those guys I really wish he wears safety cap, but he publicly stated he don't want to. So, but I agree with you here. I feel like, especially with Ramsey, to me, I already feel like they kind of needed another corner, but
Yeah.
to me, it kind of solidified it. I feel like once again, if Johnson's up there, they take him at 13. I also would not be surprised if they feel like they need to kind of jump up a little bit to select him as well, because Johnson, to me, I think he's the best cornerback in the draft. I think he will be a star in the NFL, in my personal opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miami jumps up to get this pick. But I have them staying at 13 to get Will Johnson as well.
Don't play football if you're going to wear a safety cap.
That's it. He probably should retire, honestly. But
I'm going to take
This was
you know,
the safety guy from South Carolina, Nick.
I don't even know how
I don't want to beat his last name up, so I'm going to just say Nick, South Carolina. I thought about the boy Stewart because I haven't took him off yet, but I think their need is DBs first, foremost, like us.
uh, Ragu, I think.
it's me. It's me. Let me see something. Hold on.
Yeah, Will, while he's just trying to get that together. This game has been watered down too much, man. Like, don't play if you worried about this or that. Just don't play.
I just feel like a guy with Tua's injury history.
He's
I kind of,
tired.
yeah, I agree with you. I feel like honestly, when he took that last concussion, I think it was last year. To me, it was like, all right, man, you've gotten hit in the head too many times. At this point, it's
Let
more
it go.
health reasons. You probably need to maybe at least consider because you got an entire family, and I
Hey
would,
man,
you
do
know,
like P Dub, Patrick Willis. Hey man, I took too many concussions. I gotta kick it. I wanna see my kids and fam.
and Coach Sam, it's funny that you said that because I've actually talked to Patrick Willis in person, and he kind of told me similar. It was like, look, he loves football. Don't get him wrong, but when your body takes a toll when it comes to injuries and stuff like that, sometimes you just got to know when to call it quits. And he just said he kind of just pulled the plug before he could, just to save his body from any other damage. He's got the money already. He's already solidified 49ers legend. Ain't really nothing else he needs to prove.
Heat up, man. But props to you, baby. You did the right thing. Made a man's decision and you stood on it professionally.
I'm. This one has got me a little bit stuck for the first time in the draft. I'm a little bit stuck right here because they could actually go a few different ways. I like what Fame said, but there is a safety that's rated a little higher than uh Iman Wari. Uh
Hmm.
and shit, I don't know if that shit is true or not. I like the bigger guy, Paul, and Nick Iman Wari, but I'm gonna just say for the sake of pedigree, because I know what Kirby does in recruiting down there in Athens. So I'm gonna say Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia, is gonna
Oh,
go to
he's nice. He's a nice
uh,
kid. I saw him play
Miami. Yeah.
up close.
But it was tough. Fame. I almost picked Nick as well.
All right, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Here we go. Jay Will.
You, Jay Will, go for it.
Oh, at number 14, we have the Indianapolis Colts. I would say we need Jesus and maybe his disciples, but I'm gonna be fair with you. This year, obviously, we kind of need a tight end. Our offensive line is kind of busted up. Um, Defensive line has some concerns, and of course, probably anything on the secondary, whether there's a corner, safety, whatever you want to call it. Notable additions: we have Cameron Bynum at safety, Chavarius Ward. We appreciate you for him, Coach Fame. Um, the new starter, Daniel Jones at quarterback, and Khalil Herbert.
You
Notable
kind of don't
losses
even
we lost.
you don't even deserve to talk after saying that. Just pick. Yeah, just pick.
And then just to say notable losses, Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, both offensive players. Um, I think to me, if he's available, this is a
Will
no
Fries is a good player.
100%. I kind of hate we lost him too, but I kind of understand the move. Um, to me, no brainer pick, especially if Will Johnson's already off the board. You go and get your tight end for the future in Tyler Warren, complete stud at Penn State, uh, top 10 in the Heisman. He's shown what he can do. He can kind of put a team on his back when it needs to. Um, I really like this pick. I kind of slandered it for like the past couple months, but when I kind of looked into it, I'm like, okay, the kid looks solid. To me, it's just we've been pretty bad at tight ends in general. I'm always cautious about taking first round because outside of like Bowers, I really can't just name you a really good tight end that went first round in these past probably 5 years, to be honest with you. So, but with that being said, I think the Colts just kind of take the bullet. We take Tyler Warren at 14 here. We play it safe. Put some more pieces on that offense, hopefully for Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones to kind of work with, or Arch Manning next year.
Tight end direction is cool. Loveland will probably go there because I got Tyler Warren projected to go higher. I got him going to the Jets, so I think Loveland will probably go to y'all. He's still a solid tight end.
We get Loveland. I'd rather us trade back a little bit, but it's cool.
I'm gonna keep the same theme of tight ends. You need a safety blanket, a security blanket, I should say, for the Daniel Jones as he embarks on the second part of his career. Is that what we gonna call this? Tour number two or whatever, as they give these guys every opportunity to succeed. And if you're in corporate America, you know what I'm talking about. They give these guys every opportunity to succeed, and then they praise them when they do have a little success. Yeah, the tight end, generational guy, from what I understand. Off the chart stats, 104 catches, 1,233 yards, 8 touchdowns his senior year. He even rushed for 200 yards. Uh, this Warren kid. So, yeah, this is Tyler Warren off the board for me.
Okay, man. That's where my roots started at, Indianapolis, man. Uh, see, they got the young quarterback. I think they take an analytical guess here. And go get Matthew Golden. Get kids, somebody else to throw the ball to. Another option. Because he's a runaround Sue guy, tight ends, they block well. So go get your offensive tackle to do that. I'm gonna jump out there with that guy, man, from Texas, man. He's a speedster. He's on the board. The last guy on the top 20, I mean, in the 25 round one. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not necessarily a Golden guy. I just feel like with the wide receivers we have, obviously they're not really just the
no.
great group. You know what I mean? Pittman, I feel like it's always been more of like a wide receiver too. I just don't know if Golden is the answer for that. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd rather just take the safe pick with Tyler Warren, honestly. But I'm not just.
Tyler's gone. I'm telling you, Tyler's going to be gone.
I hope he slides at 14.
Tyler's going to be gone.
14.
That kid is, what do you say, D? An Army switch knife?
Yeah, Swiss Army knife, they call him.
Switch Army knife. I watched him kill USC by himself. By himself. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he played tight end in that game.
That's the reason why he was in the Heisman race. That's why I try to tell people. He's a talented guy. You know how hard it is to make it into the Heisman race? Even though he didn't win, you know how hard it is to even get it in a race as a tight end?
Hey, if Travis wasn't a two-way player, they would have gave it to that guy. Their guy.
No, Genty gets it.
I forgot about Genty. Yeah, I forgot about Genty.
Genty ran for 2,629 touchdowns.
You're right. But guess what they would have said? Oh, that was done in that league.
Hey man, Barry Sanders type numbers are Barry Sanders type numbers.
That was in 12. That was what they call a big time league.
Mm-hmm.
Big 12.
He did do that in the Big 12, no doubt about it. Shout out to Barry.
12. Shout out Barry.
All right. We'll revisit the Colts next year when they draft a quarterback in the first round. But
you're looking for one already?
I'm done with AR. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm done with the kid. Yeah.
What year?
2 years.
He was hurt that last year. He was hurt this year. So.
I've seen enough.
Different game, man, up there. You get the shit out of you up there. You be hurt for 2 years.
Look, he lost me when he was out of breath that one play and gets subbed himself out. You don't sub yourself out as a player. You don't do that. I lost respect for him that moment.
Are you kidding me, Jay Will? If you can't catch your breath, you gonna stay in?
He shouldn't have to. That's the point. That man is like 21, 22 years old.
Jay Will, you never did
them
that
motherfucking backwoods.
Jay Will.
That's what that is.
What was it, D?
Smoking the motherfucking backwoods.
No, that nigga's out of shape. That's what the fuck he is.
And you can see
out of shape, in shape, gentlemen. If you losing your breath and you can't catch it, which is your body, it don't matter if you in shape or out of shape. That's a different league, brothers. You can get listen, you can run and move differently. Stop that shit, Marv. Listen, bro.
I ain't about to get into that with you, man.
You lose your breath, brother. You lose your breath. What you gonna do? You gonna just say, fuck it.
You gotta go up. Yeah, you gotta go up.
You know what I'm
man, if y'all don't stop it.
To what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just sub in Joe Flacco, tell him to take over the reins. But anyways,
that's what coach say. If you tired, tap your
you call
head.
a timeout.
Damn, y'all hard.
All right, next up we got the Falcons. Now this team.
No, don't pause him because he's gonna be talking shit. So this.
I know. I'm not.
So for the Falcons, they need an offensive lineman, they need an edge rusher, a defensive lineman, cornerback, safety, linebacker, and a wide receiver. They lost Mike Hughes at corner. They lost Leonard Floyd. They got Mike Hughes, Leonard Floyd, and your Diablo guy from the Raiders, Ragu. They lost Grady Jarrett and Rondell Moore and Richie Grant as well.
All right, we talked about somebody that got a bunch of dudes, but it's trash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of them teams.
Most definitely.
Right? You look around, boom, they got Pitts, they got London, they got Michael Penix, they got Bijan Robinson, they got I even like Algier. And then a couple of guys over on the other side of the ball. But yet they can't seem to win more than 8-9 ball games. I don't give a damn what happens.
Which is insane.
So this one is a tough pick, sort of. No offensive guys.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We not drafting no more offensive guys. If you motherfuckers that's their name, all the dudes I just named, can't get it done, then we not gonna win. So I didn't. The Niners, Jada Walker. So for me, Jahad Campbell right here, Atlanta. Jahad from the Tide, from University of Alabama, the linebacker off ball.
I'm gonna go since I feel like they cool on the linebacker positions. I'm gonna go D back. I'm gonna say Jade Barron from Texas, the cornerback from Texas. Get
You
somebody who
guys are
knows how to
killing
get
me.
into the.
You and this guy Jay are killing me. Let me say this too.
How? So you don't need another
Nah,
backup corner? Is that
nah,
what you're
this is a
saying?
whole this is a whole it's a Raider thing. That's why you're killing me. Um,
Shut the fuck up with this shit.
you may be y'all, you may be losing my train of thought with that pick, bro.
How?
Anyway,
I mean,
yeah,
but
Campbell
you
for me in Atlanta.
but you just with the linebacker. What's the difference though? They got linebackers over there. They don't have another cornerback. So
Yeah, I think he already took fucking Matthew Golden.
that's a waste. And I said
Remember, I
that's a waste.
traded back to 24, guys.
That's
I
what I'm
ain't
saying.
picked
That's a
yet.
waste of a first round pick too. Matthew Golden is not first round material. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't picked yet.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
but yeah, ATL. I'm
I'm
ready.
I'm gonna take and like I kind of agree with both of y'all as to why you would pick either player. I think I'm gonna go another edge rusher here, which once again, a lot of edge rushers in this draft. I'm gonna go Mike Green from Marshall. He to me, it's tricky with guys that come from smaller schools because obviously talent level is an issue. I don't think he's played any like top offenses ever in his career, but he is really good. He has potential to be relevant, I think, in this league. I'm gonna go Mike Green here at 15. But once again, Ragu, it's just one of those situations where it's like the Falcons got guys, they just not winning. So yeah, I'm gonna just take Mike Green here.
Yeah, they do. They do, bro.
I watch guys slip and slide, move around, go up, and I'm gonna stick with the edge rusher too, Jay Will. But I'm gonna get the guy from over there at Boston College,
Um, the Donovan kid, I don't know how to say.
Donovan.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna beat his last name up.
yeah, because that's a tough one. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
hold you.
I'm gonna take Donovan, man.
All right.
Big, long, rangy guy. Uh, I watched him play the first game, but I don't think he's a first rounder, but he's on the board. So shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm gonna throw him out there. He might land. Shit. Get him a little wealthy check.
Mm-hmm. All
Based
right.
on D, what they used to say, size alone.
Yeah, measurables.
Measurables.
Yeah. All right. We've officially hit the halfway mark. This is sub number 16 is the Cardinal. Now, this Cardinal team needs an edge rusher. They need a linebacker, a cornerback, an offensive lineman, safety, defensive linebacker, and a wide receiver. Notable additions: they got Josh Sweat. They did pick up Jacoby Brissett as a backup, um, and they have the defensive lineman, the Campbell kid. Notable losses besides outside of Roy Lopez, not really any, with just a defensive tackle.
Let me go first. I put this guy a little further down the line because he went to University of Oregon. Derek Harmon. Think they need that edge over there. They can get a little help. Maybe because he don't wear a lot of uniforms.
He gonna be down. They're gonna be down, coach.
This one, this is where I have Jade Barron coming off at 16. Um, I feel like that, especially in the second grade when it comes to corners, I feel like that was an issue for the Cardinals last year. Um, I like Barron a lot. So I'm not mad at the Cardinals taking him at 16, in my opinion.
I mean, but these are you guys' picks.
You don't like Barron? Because this
I
is
do. I
what?
do.
Yep.
Uh,
Parent now.
so this is where I got Michael coming off edge rusher for Arizona. They have. I could have went running back. I could have went running back, but they got Marvin Harrison Jr. They got McBride. They just McBride just got paid. Kyler's still on his deal. So offense, we gonna kind of put to the side for a second in Arizona, and I'm thinking edge rusher, and the next best one and on my board is Michael Williams.
I had
That's
Michael
what I
going.
got. Had Michael going to win?
I had him going 10 to the Bears.
Yeah. All right. So 16 to Arizona.
I say they go offense for offensive lineman. I say this is where Banks is going from Texas. Need somebody to help protect Kyler.
It's the Cardinals. Really nothing else to talk about. We kind of know the situation going on there. So we'll go to number 17, which is the Bengals. Now, the Bengals are an interesting one because they need an edge rusher, offensive lineman, cornerback, defensive linebacker, or defensive lineman, linebacker, safety, and a running back. So basically, the entire defense is basically a need. Notable additions: they got edge rusher Josiah Alsay. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. And TJ Slayton. Notable losses is Alex Kappa, and Trent Brown and Sheldon Rankins. And just kind of throw that out there as well. Trey has not resigned yet. If he does decide to come back to the Bengals, as we know he has requested a trade. So
that changed a lot too, because I heard about that. And I also heard Mike Green has been up there visiting before pre-draft as well. So I'll say they'll go with Mike Green.
This is the safest team to me that I 100% without a doubt know that they're not getting an offensive player because that defense is
Yeah.
just
1,000%.
Yeah, that
horrible. There's no way you can let Burrow not having, once again, struggle defense ain't playing. I have
I
Jahai.
mean, but hold on. I don't want to. I don't mean to interrupt you, but he can't have it all, right? He cried about the receivers getting signed, and they signed him. So now you can't say, "Oh, we can't have Joe, not have defense." Well, Joe wanted he wanted the money spent on his receivers.
Oh yeah,
So
well,
now they gotta hope they can get some 5 year contracts on some good young defensive players, right? They gotta hope that this happens.
that's why.
But I just wanted to say that. Don't make it like, oh, poor Joe.
Oh no,
Joe wanted his toys on the offensive side, expensive ass toys.
yeah,
So
100. And you're right about that because I feel like if not, I feel like we wouldn't be having this conversation about Trey right now. I feel like he'd been signed if
he'd
that
have
was.
been paid. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they really want to try to bring him back. If anything, that has to be like the Bengals' number one
I'd
option.
be mad as hell if I'm Trey Hendrickson, man. I don't know about y'all. I would be fucking pissed.
I'd be gone already. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Jahad Campbell right here because I have him somehow sliding to 17 just based off team needs and whatnot.
I got these. Did they fire the decor?
Yeah, he's in Indy now.
Damn.
Yeah, fun
Oh,
time.
man, bro. I wasn't trying to do that.
I was. Fuck that. I was. I'm sorry.
I don't have Shamar Stewart off the board yet. No, I don't. So yeah. So Shamar Stewart here. That don't mean that don't pay. I'm saying don't pay Trey Henderson. I'm just saying
Yeah,
get
get
some
somebody
defense.
opposite side of them.
Yeah, get some defense, bro. So yeah, Shamar
Your
Stewart.
first 2 rounds should be defense, in my opinion.
I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised
saying,
if
bro.
they grab this dude.
100%.
Your first
Yeah,
two.
they don't have to get any because they got Gasecki. They don't have to get any offense.
They can really just say F it and just go defense. To be honest with you, the entire draft, and I would not care because that's what they need. But yeah,
Did Fame go on this one?
I don't think so. Not for the Bengals.
Bengals. The Bengals, man. I do agree with you guys with the defensive side. They shouldn't even think about offense. D, I don't have Jahad Barron off the board or Shamar Stewart, do I?
I don't think you said Shamar
You haven't said either.
you ain't said no DBs except Will Johnson.
And Hunter, right? Well, we knew Hunter was no.
Oh, well, yeah, Travis or something.
Because it's only 3 in the first round anyway, right, bro?
Perhaps it
I guess
could be a
Uh,
fourth.
I got one more. I
I
got one
think,
more corner going off the board.
Hmm.
huh?
No, no, no. Go
My
ahead.
man,
Oh,
Mark.
you good? Go ahead.
Hey, I think the Bengals would be real lame if they didn't take one of these corners. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna get Jihad off the board right now in the first round.
Jade Barron. You
Yeah,
talking
Jihad
to Texas kid? Or
Barron, yeah, the Texas kid.
I have a question, y'all, before we move to the next one. Do y'all think there's any? Y'all think there's any chance that Trey gets traded on draft night?
Trey,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he'll get traded. I think they'll trade for Jalen Ramsey. That's why I didn't say a corner for them. Because there's rumors that the Bengals are looking to try to trade for Jalen Ramsey.
Interesting. I was just wondering because I know there's a couple players I'm kind of watching for this draft.
so so guys,
I like that.
Ramsey
I like that.
Ramsey reason leaving the Dolphins was
I'll take that, coach. So he is 31, soon to be 32. The last year of a big money deal.
It's 32.
Uh, 31, 31.
30.
Um, he's gonna want an extension, and the Dolphins aren't gonna want to pay him an extension, man. It's that fucking simple. They're not gonna want him. He's on the other side of 30, and he's expensive.
would you say that's why the Rams hurry up and let go? If that's the
The
case,
Rams, the Rams were in like a salary cap kind of purgatory, bro. Where they at once they won the Super Bowl, they had to shit or get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? So that's why guys like him didn't stick with the Rams. You know what I'm saying? They won the Super Bowl, uh, and they had to break that team up. But now, as these guys get older at every position, bro, they get more expensive. Here's the thing with Jalen, though, because everybody, even Raider fans, like, oh yeah, we should get him, we should get him. Well, dudes want to go play meaningful football right now when they get to this age. You feel me? So if he hollering at his agent, like, man, only tell me about the offers from the teams that's like in the playoffs and shit like that. You feel me? So I could really understand them looking at the Bengals. Like, man, I can see myself going over there. And I'm gonna throw something else out there too. I'm giving you guys all the nuggets from off my show, and I ain't even did the show. What you guys think about this? Maybe one more year at corner, and then we see Wood, Jalen Ramsey, and then he goes all pro safety.
that's where I was.
Also, like the other Woodson did it as
Yeah,
well.
that's where I was going. That's where I was going with it. Okay.
I won't be upset at that. It's just gonna be interesting. I feel like all these questions we have, especially about with Trey and Jalen, I feel like they may be answered in the draft. And not only that, like imagine if the Bengals do for whatever reason they do trade Trey, that may mess up my entire board. I'm not gonna hold you. Especially like imagine if the Browns or the Giants is just like, you know what? Instead of drafting one of these guys, let's just go ahead and get Trey and let's let the Bengals have this pick or something like that. Like you know how that you know
But Jay Will, look at this. And I don't know how they could do it because they seem like they wouldn't have the cap space to do this.
Mhm.
But look if you somehow bring in Ramsey, re-sign Trey, and draft. Who did I got? Who I got him drafted? Shamar Stewart. All right, now, right now, you all of a sudden looking like you serious on defense.
looks promising, we'll say, yeah.
You look like you serious. I ain't saying you all the way there yet, but you look like you care about defense now. Um, but now you can contend with that. So we'll see, man. If they, I don't know why they ain't traded. I mean, they ain't traded Trey already. If they gonna trade him,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's gonna be a June 1st. release. Like I'm hearing about Ramsey. I'm hearing Ramsey, if they don't get a deal done with him, he's getting June 1st released anyway. So teams might wait on that. Um, but yeah, that's just what I want to say about Cincinnati. Shamar Stewart there.
Yeah. All right. We ready to move on to number 18? How y'all feeling?
I'm ready. Uh,
All right. All right. So number 18, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this team needs a wide receiver. They need an inside offensive lineman. They need a cornerback, a safety, defensive lineman, tight end, and an offensive tackle. Of course, they did bring in Sam Darnold along with Demarcus Lawrence and Cooper Kupp. But this team lost Geno Smith, DK, and Jermont Jones. So, what y'all thinking for them at 18? Because I can see them going a couple directions.
The linebacker Jahad Campbell. They need help on defense. You pretty much replaced Geno and DK.
Yeah, basically. So I didn't really see any need for like a, QB. I have them to me the story.
what receiver did they pick up?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cup.
You heard
And they have JSN right beside him, so but I feel like for the Seahawks, I feel like the issue or
No,
a common issue for me has been that offensive
you got to
line.
go pick.
So for this one, I think I'm going. This may be a little bit of a stretch, but I think Gray Zabel goes off at 18, the inside linebacker from North Dakota State.
You say inside linebacker, but you mean interior offensive lineman.
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna take at 18 for the Seahawks because they've been working this guy out privately too. So seems like they really, 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 really like him.
Uh, I ain't gonna hold you. That's what I got going there too.
Okay, good. I'm like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Who you got going there?
Gray
Gray Zabel,
Zabel.
he's a lot.
He plays tackle in the FCS Division 2. I mean Division 1 AA, as we know it. Fine, it's called FCS now. North Dakota State. He plays tackle, projects as a guard in the league. It's Gray Zabel is his name.
Yeah. And he's kind of played all. He can play kind of all around the line besides center as well too. So
Is that
I
one
don't
of
know if the
Seattle's needs?
athleticism is there for play tackle in the league. It's tough to block those guys if you're not a good athlete.
yeah, but yeah, that
You
is
got
one of
some.
us. Coach Fame. They do need uh, a lineman.
That's a crazy position in the league. That edge rusher. They got some, you know what I mean? They got some freaks of nature coming off that blade in the league. Boy.
Mm-hmm. I'm really
Yeah,
interested.
I'll take I guess the one that's left on the board for me, offensive tackle wise, is Cup. Oh shit, the guy from Ohio State, man.
Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. He's a guy, actually, man. That's a good pick, man.
I saw him. I mean, he kicked a little ass this year.
he a Buckeye though. I don't like that, but it is what it is.
Well, he's
I
playing.
heard
Listen,
he's a
my thing
I heard
is,
he's a little upset that they talking about them other dudes, them other tackles ahead of him too.
I mean, he played against a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things for me, Coach Fang, too. Is like, you can look like a good offensive lineman, but to me, it also matters is like, have you played a player or matched up with a good player, right in front of you, 'Cause, like that's what I'm kind of afraid for the kid at North Dakota State. Because when I watched his film, he looks good, but it doesn't like he matched up against any promising talent, being
That's
on that.
why they saying no tackle. He can't play tackle. Jay Will. That's for that reason right there. He's playing
Yeah,
tackle. He out there blocking the shit out them FCS guys, but he's not gonna be able to block league guys.
you ain't played against no Carters and all them Abduls and these edge rushers we've been naming coming off the board. He hasn't played against not one of them guys, and they got him rated that high as an offensive lineman. based on t-shirts and shorts. So, you
Well,
know,
no, it was Senior Bowl is where I heard this guy really
I mean
his
that's
stock start
okay.
rising.
You have a good week of practice with against these guys, and look, how many of these guys was at the Senior Bowl? Did they have to go? No, they wasn't at no Senior Bowl. Let's still keep it real. A
Yeah,
lot
about
of the dudes wasn't at no Senior Bowl because they was already going where they going.
Got to
these are
focus.
most of the guys, Coach Fame too. They're juniors. Usually if you a senior, you sticking around. That's just because you weren't eligible to go that high or projected to go that high last year. So most of those guys in the Senior Bowls are really kind of just fighting to hopefully get higher draft stock. So
Or just saying I got to play in my last college game.
yep, that too. Because it's a lot of guys in that Senior Bowl probably won't get drafted.
Won't
I
get
mean, let's be
drafted.
honest. Let's be honest. I haven't done enough up until now to solidify my draft position. So I need this one last game. That's what the Senior Bowl is.
I mean, listen, it's like Broadway, man. If you on with the stars and you're not a star yet, and y'all hit on Broadway, what the whole team, you know what I'm saying? You get noticed.
Yeah, if you done enough, you done enough. You ain't gonna go to no Senior Bowl. So we know what time it is on that.
And to me,
At this
like,
point,
I'm fine with certain positions when it comes like coming from these smaller schools, but the offensive line is where I get real, real picky, especially when they're projected first and they go to a small school. Only because I forgot the kid's name, but he went to Alabama State a few years ago and was selected first round, and I can't remember his name either. Um, but he got into the league, didn't do anything. He started the first 3 games, and I think now he's just like a one of those guys who kind of gets cut every now and then gets re-signed for depth purposes. I forgot the kid's name, but he went to Alabama State,
you
HBCU.
know what that tells me, Jay Will? And he's a brother, right?
Yeah, your brother.
Okay, we have that tenacity, that fight in us. When you look at the old days, that's all they came and got from all of the black colleges. The D line, the interior, let's say in the paint. D line, O line. They came to black college to get it. Then they start going in the South and getting the European brothers, you know what I'm saying, who was really making a big difference because of the stoutness and the shoulders and all of that. So yeah, D line come from those black historical colleges, man, and they a lot of them are in the Hall of Fame. So
That is true.
Y'all want to stop right here, or because I gotta go pick my daughter up at 6.
okay,
Yeah, that's fine. We can finish
we're at
this
the
one.
halfway mark anyway, right?
Yep, just about. Just a little bit over.
We're on number 20.
All right.
19. 19.
Oh
No, we
yeah, we
don't.
didn't do 19 yet.
Okay. Well, we can stop there and come back
Yeah.
whenever you guys are ready. Just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
All right.
awesome show, man. Awesome show, man. Appreciate you guys having me. Two boo boo team, two boo boo scheme.
Yes,
Word
sir.
is bond. To
Hey,
be
hey,
continued.
Part 2.
hey, Marv.
Maybe
I mean, unless y'all.
draft
I
day.
mean, if no, I'll be back in like an hour.
Uh, give me a call, Marv. I want to ask you about a recipe
I charge for that.
offline. No doubt. I got Zelle and all that other shit. My man.
I got you, man.
This was fun.
If y'all, like I said, if y'all want to finish this later, if it's anybody free, I'll be back
I
in.
ain't doing that. I'll be free.
All
So
right, for sure. Yeah,
up
I'll
to
be back
pick
in an hour.
19. Word is bond.
All right, for sure.
All
Jay,
right.
you'll be free. Y'all, everybody
We
free.
gonna holler.
I should be free.
Let's win, baby, and peace.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna run and go get her, and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, y'all. We'll be back for part 2 in a few.
All right. Just text me whenever you have a set time.
So about 7. That's what 6 your time, Ragu.